whatever that looks like. Is for you. You can elevate yourself on a blanket if you wish. You can bend the legs if you're not comfy with those legs crossed. Whatever works. Just take a minute, slow down that body and that mind. Close those eyes. Inhale, exhale, nice deep breaths. Bring a little bit of calmness into that body and that mind. In that calm, we're starting with that body. As that body begins to just quiet and settle down. And as you breathe, letting that calm move throughout that body, trying to calm those muscles, quiet that body. And then next work on bringing a little bit of calmness into that mind. Trying to clear out that mind of any extra thoughts, any extra things that need to be done, letting that all go and just bringing a little bit of calm and quiet into that mind, letting that breath be your primary focus right now. Next time you inhale, drawing those shoulders up towards your ears. As you exhale, push those shoulders back and down. And again, just as you inhale, shoulders up, shoulders back and down. A couple more times, shoulders up, shoulders back and down. And then one more time. And we're going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to draw those shoulders up and then just roll those shoulders forward. Shoulders up and push those shoulders forward and down. Just two more times. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. And just pressing those shoulders back and down, just lifting and lengthening up through the top of the head, making that body as long as you can, and then lowering that chin to your chest, and then gently rocking that head out side to side, right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. Take a couple half neck circles, a little bit of movement to stretch. And we're going to bring that right ear over to that right shoulder, and we're going to hold it there. Right ear to the right shoulder. Press that left shoulder down the way. If you'd like, you can take the left hand beside you and walk those fingertips away. Keeping that chin lifted and back. Taking that stretch again from the side of the neck down through the shoulder. And then bringing that hand back in, relaxing that shoulder. Again, a couple times, just rock that head out. Now when you're ready to take the left ear over to the left shoulder, we'll come there, we'll hold it there. Again, just push that right shoulder down away, create some space. And then again, taking that hand down beside you, pushing that shoulder down away. And remember as you move throughout your postures that you're trying to keep that body calm. There's a lot of frenetic energy going through that body. Maybe you need to readjust your positioning, readjust where you are in your posture. And then bring that hand back, relax that shoulder, and then rock that head out. Goal is to quiet and calm down those muscles in that body. And then let's bring that chin down towards our chest. Holding it here, stretching the back of the neck, weight of the head coming forward. If you'd like, you can take the fingers and the hands back behind you, walk those fingers away, push those shoulders back and down. And only if you want to incorporate a little bit more stretch, if it feels good. And then bringing those hands back. And then as we inhale, lifting that chin up off our chest. And let's take those legs out from underneath us and extend those legs all the way. If you're sitting up on any blankets, you can remove those. Let's just extend through those legs. Let's inhale the arms up and let's exhale and fold over those legs. Just taking a seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming forward. Just lifting in over those legs as best as you can. And then from here, we're going to inhale, nice flat back, head up, and let's bring ourselves all the way up. Now we're going to bring the left leg in, and we're going to take the right leg out to the side. So we're going to take them into a side straddle. And then from here, just going to turn and rotate that body a little bit towards that right leg. We're going to inhale, those arms up, and exhale and fold over that leg. So coming and folding over that leg, and as best as we can, coming to that leg, letting that left knee drop out and open up. And readjust that foot position if we need that leg to reposition. And then from here, we're going to walk ourselves towards the center. We're just going to fold forward. And just taking that right leg long out to the side, giving that little inner thigh a little bit of a stretch. And then we're going to take it over a little bit more to the left. So just again, folding over that leg. And then with that left hand beside your body, we're going to lift ourselves up. We're going to take a nice long reach over to the left. So taking that stretch all the way through the side of the body. That right arm reaching over to the left, lengthening, reaching, and stretching. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves back to center. We're going to bring the arms to center and maybe flip that left leg out, that foot out behind us, because we're going to come down and we're just going to fold down onto the ground, onto our forearms, and let that right leg slide out to the side to where you feel a good stretch through that inner thigh. And then from here, with a nice deep breath, we're going to take that right leg underneath the body. We can stay on the forearms, knees are both underneath the hips. A couple of cat-cow stretches here. Round reverse. One more time each way. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves up to center. As we do, we're going to tuck that right leg in and extend that left leg out to the side. And then from here again, just turning, rotating a little bit towards that left leg. Inhale the arms up and exhale and fold forward. Folding over that leg. If you want to grab onto it, bring yourself in. Stretch through the hamstring, the inner thigh, and even that low back a little bit differently. We've got a little bit of a twist as we've taken it over to that one side. And then from here, walking those hands back towards center. And then walking yourselves over a little bit more to the right. And just folding over that right leg. And with that right arm pushing into the ground, we're going to elevate and lift ourselves up. Take that left arm and reach over to the right. As you take that reach, keep that chest open. Reach long with those fingertips. Feel the stretch all the way through the side of the body. And then from here again, swinging ourselves forward and maybe swinging that right leg back behind that right knee a little bit and slide down to where you feel a good stretch through that left inner thigh. Maybe if you need to adjust that left leg, get it to where you feel a good stretch to the inside of that left leg. And then from here, once again, with a nice deep breath, inhale, let's return that leg underneath. And this time come up onto the hands and the knees and give me a couple cat-cows. So round reverse. Articulating that spine. One vertebrae at a time as you inhale, round, exhale, reverse. Breathing. And making our way into cat and folding it here. Chin in, tuck it in, take the shoulder blades, pull them apart. Breathe here in cat. Got my kitty cat doing yoga with us today. An active participant in Lower Diego. Let's reverse that curl, tailbone lifts up behind you, and squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then from here, coming to a neutral spine, let that back relax. Slide those hands a little bit further in front. Make your way into your down dog. Lift those hips, curl those toes. Push yourself back into those heels. Come into your down dog. You can walk it out. If you need, settle into your down dog. Then looking towards those hands, and let's just walk those feet up to the hands, do a standing forward fold. Feet are about hip distance apart, head, body, and chest coming towards those legs, lengthening through those hamstrings. Bring it all together. Also too here, if it feels good, you can walk it out. Do what you need. And then let's inhale to a flat back. Hands can stay on the ground, or they can go to your shins. Push those hamstrings back, pull the crown of the head forward, exhale, release, inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest leads, nice flat back, up we come, all the way up to standing, and bringing the hands down and around. And then bring yourselves to center, feet not hip distance apart, keeping your hands together at our chest and center in prayer. Close your eyes and then just rock yourself forward and back a little bit. So just rocking forward and back, eyes are closed, a little bit different sensation, and then slowly bring yourself to a stop to where you feel yourself grounded. And then from here, as we inhale, bringing the arms up, rise up onto the balls of the feet. As you exhale, lower yourself down. And again, inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. This time, pause, hold here. Rise up a little higher if you can. And then exhale, release down. If you need help with balance, get something close, something you can hold on to. One more time, bring yourself up. And then also, if you can, take your gaze up. So balancing on the balls of the feet, arms are reaching long, gazing up towards the ceiling if you can take it. One more breath. And then release, bring yourself down. And then the next time as we inhale, we're going to bring up, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Hold here for just a second and then sit back into chair. So let's bend the knees, chest is lifted, arms are extended, sitting back, body weight back into your heels, sitting back, holding it here, coming into your chair. Feet were about hip distance apart or wherever is good. Hold. Keep breathing, bend in those knees. One more breath, and then let's fold forward. So coming into a standing forward fold, holding it here. Take a couple breaths right here, trying to draw that chest and that body towards those legs, those thighs. We're going to take those hands down, walk or jump into a plank. We'll do a nice strong plank. Pull, pull that belly in tight, looking out over the end of the mat perhaps, or over those fingertips. And then from here, let's slowly chaturanga, slowly lower down like you're doing that tricep push-up to your up dog, lifting up through the front of the body, tops of thighs and the feet, and then to your down dog. Curl your toes, lift your hips, push back into those heels. So coming into your down dog, holding it here, a couple breaths. And then from here, let's lift that right leg up behind you, nice and high, to your down dog splits. Point and flex that toe. It's a little mobility at that ankle, point flex. And then point that toe, lift that leg nice and high, bend it, swing it forward, try and get it in between your hands. If it didn't get there, you can pick it up and you can move it. Come up to a high lunge, lift that chest, bring ourselves up. Just coming into a high lunge for a few breaths. Inhale, exhale. Look for those toes, make sure you can still see them without having to go look for them. Reach long with those arms. And then making our way into warrior two, dropping onto the inside of the back foot, open up through the arms, bend into that front knee while that back leg comes to a straight position. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and reach long through those fingertips. And then from here, that right arm's gonna come right above that right knee, and that left arm's gonna come right up over that shoulder. So first, just take yourself here, take a big stretch through that shoulder. And then if you can, take that left arm back behind you, take that right arm underneath. And if you can get those fingers together to bind, if not, just come where you can. You can also rest that right arm down and just take that left arm behind. If you have a towel or any other props you can use, perhaps an old tie, you can use that in that left hand to take it back over your shoulder and then come and bind with that being held in hand. So do what works. One more breath. Take that left shoulder, try and open up and open up. And then release those arms. And then let's take that left arm overhead into that side angle. And that right arm you can still have, if you want to keep it resting above that knee, stay there. They're just doing what works for you. Hold it here. All right, one more breath. And then from here, we're going to drop that arm down and bring that toe with us as we swing to the side into a wide-legged forward fold. Pulling up through those inner thighs. Walk yourself over to that right leg. Just walk the body over. Try and pull yourself in, hug yourself in towards that right leg. And then walk yourself through center and come to the left side. Pulling those inner thighs up, stretching through those inner thighs. Walk those hands back to center, and then let's inhale to a flat back. So you should be able to keep those hands down here as you come to a half fold and that wide-legged half fold, looking out over those hands. And then release back to that forward fold. Come and hold. And then let's pivot back to the right. Send that right leg back behind you to your down dog splits. And then let's come forward and bring that knee underneath. Let's warm up that core a little bit more and the underneath. Extend that leg back up. Bring that knee underneath. As you do that, head just comes up to neutral. And back about 2 more times. Underneath. One more time. And then extend that leg. Hold here. Come forward to a 3-legged plank. Through that plank, let's slowly chaturanga. Lower down. Lift up to your up dog. And when you're ready, to your down dog. Come into that down dog, take a few breaths, regroup here, breathe. So come, just do what you need, getting ready to do everything on the other side. And you're ready, lifting that left leg up behind you, nice and high. Your down dog splits, point and flex. Point, lift nice and high. Bend that knee, swing it forward in between the hands. Didn't get there, just move it up to your high lunge. And again, if you need help with balance, easiest thing to do at home is something you can hold on to, something you can lean into. You can also go to that knee if you need to modify to a low lunge. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, open up into that warrior 2. Bend into that front knee. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Straighten out that right leg. But make sure with that right leg, we're not locking out at that knee. Also, too, an easy way to alleviate some of the pressure on that knee in the back is to pick that heel up and aim it down a little bit towards the left corner of your mat. So it's not exactly at a 45-degree angle. A little bit more than 45. One more breath. And then from here again, forearm and that left right arm comes up, left forearm above that left knee, right arm just right up over that shoulder, and then try and draw that arm back, opening up. And then again, too, here as we come to bind, easy thing too is to use a tie. So take that arm behind, because you'll be able to find, and then taking that arm underneath, Trying to get to that bind, but as we come into that bind, it's not about getting the hands together, it's about keeping that right shoulder open as we do, because a lot of times people can bind, but they're all twisted and torn up on themselves. You need to try and open up. So it's really not about that. So if you can't get there, just work on trying to get that left arm back and open. Let shoulders stretch. One more breath. And then from here, release, and then take the left arm over that ear and reach forward. And again, the right arm. Left arm can stay above that knee if you want to release it to the inside or the outside of that foot. If you have a block that you want to utilize, it doesn't really matter, because really what we're working on is the right side of the body. Try to stretch all the way through the right side. And again, keeping that shoulder back and that chest open. We don't want to be rolling the shoulder and the chest forward. We want to be taking it open and taking that reach nice and long over that ear. One more breath. And then from here again, rotate, bring yourself back to center, back to that wide-legged forward fold. And then from here, in that wide-legged forward fold, if you want to separate a little bit further and take those legs out, feel free. Again, stretching into those inner thighs. If you can come down into the splits, or you can come down into your forearms and let those forearms support, feel free to do that too. Again, those inner thighs, feeling that stretch. And then from here, if those legs have come super wide, help support and bring yourself up and bring those legs in just slightly. Now we're going to pivot back to the left, and both hands beside that leg, send that left leg back behind you to your down dog splits. And then that knee comes underneath, hover in our plank and hold. And extend back up, and then do that again. Hover, hold, belly in tight. Bring it forward, and extend. One more time. And extend back. And then coming forward to a three-legged plank, come and hold. And then slowly chaturanga, release down to your up dog. And when you're ready, back to your down dog. Coming back into our down dog. We'll take a moment, regroup, breathe. Remember, if your down dog's not quite so restful for you, choose another resting posture. Child's pose always works. Hold here. One more breath. And we're going to take our feet towards the hands. If you want to jump, all you do is bend the knees, lift the hips, elevate the feet, and gently float those feet forward to a forward fold. Or you can always lock it in. And then inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. And then inhale, arms out, reverse swan dive. Make our way all the way up to standing. And bring ourselves down around. And then for a little bit of balance, into our tree pose. You can start, if you need help with balance, easiest place is with that toe out to the side. Next would be to move it in, hold the toe, or you can put that foot on the inside of that leg. So we'll start with the side of your choice. Whichever side you want to start on. Draw that bent knee though out and open. Try and open up through the hips. Standing up nice and tall. Shoulders stacked right over those hips. Lengthening, lifting through the top of the head. Find some balance. And then from here, if you'd like, you can bring the arms up. You can open up that tree. Still lifting, still lengthening. Try to stabilize. If you need extra challenge, close those eyes. And then we're going to bring those hands back down to our heart center. And then as we release that leg, whichever leg it is, remember which leg you are standing on right now, we're going to release that leg out wide. So we're going to step wide, and as we do, we're going to take that other toe, turn that other toe out. We're going to take the arms out to the side, and then we're just going to bend into those knees and come into our goddess pose. So here we're just going to bend those elbows, draw those elbows in towards our sides, squeeze between the shoulder blades, bend into those knees, toes and knees are turned out in a plie, just coming into our goddess. Nice and tall again, lengthening and lifting to the top of the head. Again, if you want, you can just close your eyes, take a moment. And then as we release, we're going to come to a wide-legged forward fold. Just go ahead and bring your head down, bring the toes forward. If you'd like, you can walk the arms through and underneath. Get a little bit more stretch to those inner thighs. Might have felt those inner thighs in that goddess pose. And the hands that come underneath, bring them back to center. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Let's take the hands up the hips. Let's inhale, nice flat back, head up, and let's bring ourselves back up to center. All right, bring the legs in and get ready to do that on the other, so the tree on the other side. So again, tree pose, find yourself, find your balance. If you need help with balance, get close to something you can either, a wall is the best thing that you could fall into, or something you can hold on to. Or if you need it, take that little kickstand. And if you get it here, you can elevate and move it as you see fit, that it works for you. Just standing up nice and tall. Start with the hands at the heart center. Take a few breaths here. And then from here, if you'd like, again, open up that tree and take the arms up. And take that knee, draw it out and open. Taking that stable base from that strong leg that we're standing on. Spread nice and wide. Make sure you're not at that knee joint with that other foot, the bent knee, because you're going to need to use that bent foot, bent knee foot to push onto the inner thigh of that other leg to help hold your stability. Take a couple more breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And then from here, bring those hands back to center. And we're going to step out again. We're going to be taking it down to a squat. So you can step as wide as you might need to bring yourself down into a full-footed squat. So if you can keep those legs together and get all the way down, great. If you don't have that flexibility, like I don't, you can separate those legs. You can bring, if you like, those elbows to the inside of those knees and those legs to help push out those inner thighs. Butt and toes and knees are going to have to go with you as you accommodate. The wider the legs, and the more that the toes and knees are going to need to be pointed out. If the feet are able to stay in a narrow squat and get all the way down, the toes and knees can stay forward. But as the legs go out, you have to rotate and twist out at the pelvis and the hips to get those knees out to help protect those knees. So again, just coming here, getting as low as you can, giving those inner thighs, again, a little more stretch. Keep breathing. And again, if you want, you can use those elbows to push out onto those legs. Stretch, stretch, stretch. One more breath. And then once again, we're going to release forward into that wide-legged forward fold. A little wider, a little narrower, depending on where those legs were. But again, those toes have come forward with us as we folded and lifted and lengthened through those legs. And then from there, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release, inhale, arm. Either arms tucked to the side or hands at the hips, whatever works for you to bring yourself back up to standing and bringing the hands down and around. And then from here, we're just going to step it in. And while we're here, let's just take a little bit more of a neck stretch. Just take those hands, clasp those hands behind you, roll the shoulders back and down, and then take that chin to your chest. So again, just hands together, shoulders rolled back and down, chin forward, stretching out the back of the neck a little bit more. And then we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. Now, if you'd like more of a stretch, you can take those hands over at that right hip. You can even release those hands and grab a hold of that left arm and pull it over if you'd like. Whatever works. Shoulder stretch, neck stretch a little bit here. And then just kind of release those hands behind you and roll that left ear to the left shoulder. And again, you can either clasp the hands, take the shoulders back down. Again, if you want to grab a hold of that right wrist, pull it over to the left, whatever works. And then release those hands. And then a couple times, just rock that head out side to side. Right, left, right. And bringing that chin down towards your chest. You can release those hands and inhale, lifting that head up. All right, and then here, release those shoulders if you want, whatever feels good. All right, a little bit more stretch, maybe coming from the neck and the shoulders now that we're a little bit warmer. All right, when you're ready, we're making our way down as we inhale and exhale, folding forward. So coming to your forward fold, take it here, stretch through those hamstrings. Like puff rest right here and lengthen those hamstrings, lengthen that back, bring it all together. And then hands down, walk or jump into that plank. Kind of a nice strong plank, pull that belly in nice and tight. And then from here, slowly chaturanga, lower down, lifting up to your up dog, and then when you're ready to your down dog. So coming into that down dog, pushing that body weight back into the heels, chest away from the arms. And then from here, let's lift that right leg up behind us, nice and high. And then we're gonna bring the right knee towards the right elbow. And extend it back. And then right knee underneath. Extend it back. Right knee, left elbow, left wrist. And extend it back. And then let's just place that foot down. Equal weight pushing back into that down dog. And then let's lift that left leg up behind us, nice and high. Left knee, left elbow, left wrist. And then bring it up. And then bringing that knee underneath. You can also do this from your knee and extend back up. And then across. You just have to watch out for that floor if you're on that knee. And extend it back up. And then putting it down, equal weight, pushing back into both heels, push back. Hold here. One more breath. And then let's come to our knees and sit back into a child pose. So our knees are a little bit more than hip distance apart, perhaps. Sit back onto those heels. Extend those arms forward. And before we continue with a little bit more core work, let's just walk those hands back inside your head very slowly and bring that head up. All right, we're gonna stay here as we're gonna take those knees a little bit wider. Feet are still together, so take the knees as wide as you can get them. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sit down, come back onto our forearms as we kind of sit back onto those heels. So getting those inner thighs, one more nice big stretch, feet together, knees outside, kind of like in a frog position. Push and sit back onto those heels. As best as you can, come down on the forearms if you can. Rest that forehead down if you can. Spread those knees a little wider if you can. And breathe. Take a few moments to send a little bit of breath, a little bit calm those inner thighs. The inner part of the spine or the hip flexors, maybe feeling the stretch. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, so lift the head up about halfway. And then walk the hands in. Walk the hands under. And then from here, we're going to bring those legs sliding together. We're going to be coming onto our back side. A couple boat variations here. Again, working that core, that belly a little bit more on that back. All right, so from here, first just come into our regular normal boat. You can start by having the hands at the hamstrings or hands at the shins or not, and then just go ahead, lift those legs as we lean back into that V sit. So thinking about from the knees to the hips to the head is that nice big V. Squeeze those inner thighs together, and then try and release the hands to your side. Reach long through those fingertips, squeeze those inner thighs together. Just come and hold, lift and lengthen through the top of the head, put those shoulders rolling back and down. And keep going. That belly might start to quake. One more breath. And then we're going to put our momentum forward and we're going to fold over those legs. We're just going to fold over those legs, let the belly relax, let that back relax, and stretch forward. Nice deep breath, inhale, head up, all that spine comes up together. And then from here, we're gonna bend the knees, we're not gonna lift those legs. We're gonna take the arms out to the side as they were before. We're gonna lean back to that point where you start to feel that belly quake, where if you went any further, you would fall back. So just lean back, knees are bent for the moment. Just hold, roll those shoulders back and down. Again, feet on the floor, it's a little bit different than our boat pose. Call this an earthquake. And then if you can, extend those legs. Again, roll those shoulders back and again, down, and again to that tipping point, that place where you feel that belly start to begin to quake, quake, quake. You feel like you could just fall back easily. Take one more breath, and then let's fold forward. And again, folding, folding, giving that belly a break, also that back. And then once again, inhale, head up, bring ourselves up. And then back to our boat, but this time we're going to take those legs and we're going to extend them. So trying to grab the hold the back of the calves just below the ankles and extend those legs up. Roll those shoulders back and down. Try and come here if you can. Give it a try. Squeeze those inner thighs together. If not, just go to your regular boat. If you can, come here. And then if you can, release those arms. So release those arms if you can. Come and hold. If you can't, you can keep a hold of those legs. And again, you can always stay in your boat if that works for you, but try and challenge yourself somewhere else, somewhere different. Roll the shoulders back, keep that nice big V sit. One more breath. And then once again, folding forward over those legs and hold it there for a moment. And then from here, just coming up nice and tall, slowly roll yourself all the way down. Take the arms out, slowly roll. Again, back to that earthquake place. Hover, hold for a moment, that place where you think you're gonna go. And then slowly keep going all the way down, hands out overhead. Overhead, reach, point, and stretch all the way through that belly. And then from here, go ahead and bring those hands down beside you. Bring those feet in to bound angle. So feet together, knees out. Give those inner thighs a little stretch. Come into a bound angle. And while we're here, take the arms up, the hands up so you can see them. Right hand grabs the left wrist and just pull that over to the right. So give that shoulder a little bit of stretch. And again, the feet are in bound angle. If you want more stretch, pull the heels in closer towards the body. If you're just trying to relax them, let the heels and the feet slide away from the body. I'll bring the arms up. Left hand grabs the right wrist, pulls it over to the left. And then the hands come back up, hands down by your side. Take them behind your thighs, your legs, and help pull those knees in together. And then bring those knees in. Give yourself some circles. And then circle the other way. And if you'd like, rock it outside to side. It feels good. Next step is we make our way into our final moments of relaxation into Shavasana. Traditional is corpse pose with the legs extended and the arms out by the side, palms up. And as you take those legs extended, don't try and keep those toes up, let those feet relax. You can take them a little wider. You can go somewhere else. If it feels good to go back to bound angle, whatever feels good. If you have any low back issues, you can always take something underneath the knees to help alleviate pressure there, or neck. You can take a pillow behind the head. But wherever we are, just close the eyes, bring that body and that mind back to that quiet, calm place we began in, letting that calmness drift back over that body and that mind. Just keeping your eyes closed and continue to breathe. And slowly bringing some awareness back into that body and that mind. You can move those fingers, those toes, hands, feet, arms, legs. Here in that head, circles side to side. Whatever's going to bring a little bit of thought back into that body and mind. So when you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Anyone who's pregnant should go to their left side. Everybody else choose a side. For it is in giving that we receive. For it is in giving that we receive. And that's a quote from Francis of Assisi. When you're ready, bring yourself up to your seated position. Use that outside arm. Push yourself back up nice and slowly, back where we began our practice this morning. Hopefully with a little bit more calm in our bodies, in our minds, so that we can have a little bit more to give to others. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and week, and we'll see you guys next week. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. If anybody has anything to say, unmute yourselves and say hello.